Hello, I'm Eddie Robinson, and this is my night presentation. Most recent stats show that there's 86,927 juveniles housed in facilities across the United States. This cost the American taxpayer an estimated $18,167,743 per day to house these juvenile offenders. I'm here to state that we can use music to help, influence, and support our children in underprivileged situations. This topic is important because if we can invest the time and money in our youth, then we can save money on the back end while producing a stronger nation of children. I personally had experience of music saving me growing up in the same underprivileged situation and had that out while other kids didn't. So now I say if a lot more children have the opportunity in the right programs, we can steer them away from a life of criminal activity. My main points is too many children in underprivileged situations are falling criminal to victim activities. It's more cost effective to invest the money in youth music programs than it is to invest in them as criminals. And places where this has been done have affected a change in those areas. The first area I want to talk about is New Orleans. 4,623 kids locked up per year in New Orleans, costing an estimated $966,270 per day to house those kids. They have music programs there now to help the kids out and get them out the street where they could go learn instruments and learn how to be drum majors and things like that. And then they compete to be a part of the Mardi Gras parade, and then they're real proud of that and they feel good behind that. And the person I really want to focus on out of this story is a young kid named Kenny, preteen, 12-year-old kid who has to run home from school down to one street every day because of all the crime in his neighborhood and the guns on the street. So he has to run down the street and go home, and then he practices horning all day. It cost $76,000 per year to house one kid as a criminal. It costs $167 per kid to run a K through 12 music program. Divide that, and that's 456 kids that you could teach music to instead of paying the $76,000 to house the one kid as a criminal. The next story I want to talk about is kids in Paraguay who live in real underprivileged situation. Like, is this where they ship a whole lot of trash to where these kids live, and they take the trash and they make musical instruments out of the trash, and therefore they have a group called the Landfill Harmonic. Now, hadn't it been for somebody taking their time out to teach these kids music and make music with them, then these will also be kids that will be subject to criminal activity. The next program I want to talk about is El Sistema. Now, the El Sistema program produced somebody that maybe you all know, maybe you don't, but his name is Gustavo Dudamel. And he's like the rock star of the orchestral world right now. And he benefited from the El Sistema program. So now I'm just raising awareness in targeted communities about the effectiveness of using music as a tool to influence the youth. So I say that music can be used to help, support, and influence our children in underprivileged situations. And if we could just save one kid, we have a better community. But if we could save a lot of kids, we have a better world. Thank you for listening to my presentation.